Welcome to Guru Gobind Singh Public School and Junior College, Standard 7th, Subject History, Lesson number 2, India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. So, dear children, in this lesson we are going to learn about the various ruling dynasties before the time of Shivaji Maharaj. Children, now we will start with the learning outcomes. Different ruling powers before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. Then to know about the different ruling powers and their dynasties. So children, in this lesson we are going to learn about the different ruling power before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. They were Pal, Gurjar Parihar, Chauhan, Gadwal and Parmar, Chola, Hoysal, Yadavas, Rashtrakutas and Shilahars. So children, we are going to learn this one by one in the next slide. Now children, we will learn about the Pal dynasty. Okay, so Pal dynasty emerged in the 8th century CE. This dynasty located in the Bengal and Bihar. Gopal was the founder of the Pal dynasty. We are going to learn about the Gurjar Parihar dynasty. Okay, so Gurjar Parihar dynasty ruled northern India from the mid 8th to the 11th century. The capital place of Gurjar Parihar was Kannauj. The founder king of Gurjar Parihar was Nagabhatta first, and the important places of the Gurjar Parihar dynasty was Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj and now be ready for the next dynasty, that is Chauhan dynasty or Rajput dynasty. So the founder of the Chauhan dynasty or Rajput dynasty was Vasudeva. The capital place of this dynasty was Delhi. Important dynasties were Gadwal and Parmar. Noteworthy king of this dynasty was Prithviraj Chauhan, which we all know very well. Okay, this Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghuri at the first war at Tarai, and Muhammad Ghuri defeated Prithviraj Chauhan at the second war at Tarai. We are going to learn about the Chola dynasty. So this Chol dynasty, the founder of the Chol dynasty was Vijayalaya, and the noteworthy kings were Raja Raj first and the Rajendra first. They conquered the places of Maldives Islands and the Sri Lanka. Children, next we are going to learn about the Hoysal dynasty. Okay, so the Hoysal dynasty originated in 10th and the 14th century. The king of Hoysal dynasty was the Kannadiga, and the capital place was the Hoysalas, that is Belur. They conquered the places of the whole Karnataka, and the Hoysal dynasty is famous for its architectural skills. Study about the next dynasties. They are Yadav dynasties. Okay, so Yadava period is considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. It was in this period that the Mahanubhav Panth and the Warkari movement emerged. So children, the next dynasty was Rashtrakuta dynasty. Okay, so among the Rashtrakuta dynasty, noteworthy king was Govinda III, and it emerged in the Maharashtra. Means this dynasty emerged in the Maharashtra, and this dynasty spread up to from the Kannauj up to the Rameshwar. Krishna III conquered regions up to the Allahabad. Dynasty is Shilahar dynasty. Okay, children, three dynasties of Shilahar emerged in the western Maharashtra. One dynasty ruled over Thane and Raigad in North Konkan. The second dynasty ruled over South Konkan. Third dynasty ruled over today's some part of Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli and Belgaum district. The next topic, that is the invasion from the northwest. Okay, so the Arab power that had emerged in the Middle East. So the Arab ruler turned towards India to expand their empire. So the Arab general Muhammad bin Qasim, he attacked the Sindh provinces in the 8th century. But the king Dahir, he conquered the provinces of Sindh. So the Arab came into the political contact with the India for the first time. In the period that followed, after that, Turk, Afghan and Mughals from Central Asia came to India and established their power. Now in the 11th century CE. Okay, what happened there? In the 11th century CE, the Turks began to invade India. So expanding their territories, they reaches the northwestern frontier of India. So there Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni invaded India many of the times. So he plundered the rich temples at Mathura, Vrindavan, Kanauj and Somnath and carried away enormous wealth with him. Start the next point, that is the Sultanate in the north. Okay, so 1175 CE and 1178 CE, Sultan Muhammad Ghuri of Ghur from Afghanistan invaded India. He appointed Qutbuddin Aibak to look after conquer territories in India. After the death of Muhammad Ghuri in 1206 CE, Aibak began to rule the Indian territories under his rule. Aibak, who was initially a slave, became the ruler of Delhi. He died in 1210 CE. After that, Ibrahim Lodi was the last sultan. Okay, he made many enemies because of his peculiar temperament. Daulat Khan Lodi, the governor of the Punjab. Okay, he invited Babur, the ruler of Kabul, to fight against Ibrahim Lodi. Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the battle and thus the Sultanate came to. Okay children, now we will study about the kingdom of Vijayanagar. Okay, so during the origin of the Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq of Delhi, there were many revolts in the south against the central power of Delhi. From these revolts, the forbidden Vijayanagar and Bahmani kingdom emerged in the year of 1336 CE. Okay, so the brother Harihar and Buka from the South India were the Sardars in the service of the Delhi Sultanate. Taking advantages of the instability in the south during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, they founded the Vijayanagar kingdom in the south. Okay, so Hampi in today's Karnataka was the capital of Vijayanagar kingdom. Harihar was the first king of Vijayanagar. So children, Harihar was succeeded by his brother Buka, and Buka brought the region up to the Rameshwar under his control. So children, now we will start with the Krishnadev Raya. Krishnadev Raya ascended throne of the Vijayanagar in 1509 CE. He conquered Vijayawada and Rajmahendri and ascended the region to his kingdom. He defeated the combined forces of the armies of the sultans who had united under the leadership of the Bahmani Sultan Mahmud Shah. During Krishnadev Raya's reign, the kingdom of Vijayanagar extended from Cuttack in the east up to the Goa in the west, and from Raichur Doab in the north up to the Indian Ocean in the south. Krishnadev Raya died in the year 1530. So children, now Krishnadev Raya was a scholar. Okay, Krishnadev Raya was a scholar. He wrote Amukta Malyada, a Telugu compendium on polity. So after that, the Hazaram temple and the Vitthal temple were built in the Vijayanagar during his reign. So children, the decline of the Vijayanagar kingdom begins with the death of Krishnadev Raya in 1565 CE at Talikot in the present state of Karnataka. There was a battle between Adil Shahi, Nizam Shahi, Qutub Shahi, Barid Shahi on one side and Vijayanagar on the other side. Vijayanagar was defeated. Thereafter, the dominance of Vijayanagar came to be end. Okay, children, I hope that you had understood the topic. If you have any problem, any query, you can ask to us. Thank you.